Guys, our next fella, he's an AJ. Fucking, that's why we were a glass-free fucking venue. I've seen his fucking show, eh? So anyway, but he's a newbie. He's I think it's about his 7th time on stage. Very funny guy. Give it a big round of applause. Come on, let's give him a big welcome. Ben Davies, give it up.
G'day ladies and gentlemen, how are you all going? First off, I'd just like to thank everybody here for coming to watch my show. And I'd like to put out a big thank you to Limo and Tom Saget for coming all the way up here just to support me. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming up and supporting me and closing for me and stuff. And later on I can give you a few hints and tips that might raise your status in the comedy chain. Obviously I'm full of shit, alright? I'd like to talk about Viagra, okay? Viagra is something a lot of men want, but a lot of men don't want as a nickname. I tried to give my ex-girlfriend the nickname of Viagra. Obvious reasons, because she used to get me hard very easily, and she was pretty shit at sex, so I stayed hard for quite some time. Now, she didn't want this nickname. She didn't see the funny side of it. And it came to the point where I called her Viagra one night, and she sat me down, looked me in the eyes, and she's going, Ben, regardless of what we do at night time, I am still your mother, and you will not call me Viagra. Now, I'm a 19-year-old guy, and I know what some of you are thinking. Why does a 19-year-old male need Viagra? Easy answer, he doesn't. He just wants Viagra, okay? And I have Viagra, and your next question is, how did a 19-year-old guy get Viagra? It's quite simple. You go to your doctor, and you give your doctor examples of times you are unable to get it up or hold an erection while you were shit-faced drunk. Now, the secret is, you don't tell your doctor you were shit-faced drunk. All of a sudden, you have Viagra. When I was reading the back of the box of Viagra, 2 things stood out. 1, it said, do not use with alcohol, and 2, it said, take 1 hour prior to having sex. I started thinking, is there really any girl that is that much of a sure thing that you can pop a pill now and 1 hour later she's still willing to sleep with you? I shit you not, the next day I went clubbing in Palmerston, and yes, that girl exists. Now, I went against the box, and I was drinking some absinthe not so long ago, having a few shots of 75% alcohol, and I thought it'd be a great idea to pop one of these Viagra tablets. Now, needless to say, I was passed out on my stomach 10 minutes later. An hour and a half later, I wake up levitating, okay? My penis had got that hard, it had actually lifted my torso and my legs off my bed, and because I was still drunk, the whole room was spinning, and it was just a fucking weird experience. The only way I can describe it is I was like Superman if he had lost an arm and a leg and was just spiraling towards the ground. But I don't need Viagra if there's any pretty girls out there that I still have a chance with, okay? Seriously, I don't need Viagra. Because I have no problems holding an erection. In fact, sometimes I can hold 3 at once. I wish. He said I'm in the army. Now I've been watching a lot, I've been thinking about myself, my performance in bed, and my performance on the dance floor. And I've realized there are some things that are very much similar, okay? In both events, I only have 2 moves, which I rotate through on a regular basis to spice things up. While I'm competing in both events, I like to count out loud so I keep my time and rhythm. And third and finally, I am that unfit that very rarely, if I am not shit-faced, can I keep going for a full length of a song. Now, my dad was talking to me and he wanted me to get into boxing, and I thought that sounded like an excellent idea. I reckon the thought and the sound of boxing, it's just awesome. 2 guys flogging each other in the ring. Wait a minute. 2 guys flogging each other in the ring. Okay, I don't want to do boxing anymore. But I did have a go at touch football not so long ago, well, a year ago. And it was back in grade 12 at high school. We're versing the teachers. And it's the only game I have ever won in a team sport, because we won by default. Because legally in Queensland, teachers aren't allowed to touch students. We had them, they were no match. Now I've been in Darwin, I'm liking Darwin, and a lot of people try and rip on Darwin for their driving, okay? People are always saying that NT has the worst drivers in the world. I want to disagree with that fact, okay? Whenever I get cut off in traffic, I have a look down and there's a Victorian license plate I see, okay? Victorians that have come to Darwin are the worst drivers in the world. But in all fairness, we've got to give it to them, because some of them are probably still suffering from smoke inhalation. Too soon, yeah, I thought so, but give it a crack. For any Victorians out there, I'll just be out the side waiting for you. Just come get me, I deserve it. Now, I was lying in bed and there was this girl, she was lying next to me, right? And I had about 10 minutes before I had to go to work. She started filling me up, and I was getting pretty turned on, but I only had 10 minutes. So I've pushed her down, I've gone into the bathroom, and I've had a wank. Now, the point of this story, there's a point, okay? The point of this story is I think I'm the only man in the world who has ever wanked because he didn't have enough time. Normally, men will agree, you're standing here, 2 hours before the show starts. No one's around. This'll hold me over. Now, you reckon the feeling that you get, right, when you're being tickled, the uncontrollable laughter followed by the screams of people to stop it, like, stop it, you reckon that is the response someone would get if they were raped by a clown. Sorry if anyone out there has been raped by a clown, but I hope now you can see the funny side to it. Now, I've never been heckled. Heckling's a big thing, and I'm worried about being heckled. But all good comedians have their comeback lines to heckling, okay? And I reckon simply all I need to say is that's what she said, okay? Now, to show you how effective this is, I'm going to want yous, okay? I'm going to get yous as an audience. When I go like this, to go, that's what she said, okay? And I'm going to shoot heckles at you so you can see how effective this is, alright? So, have a go.
That's what she said.
I guess I'll do. Okay. Get off.
That's what she said.
Okay, that works. Now, this would be better if I was drunk.
That's what she said.
Yeah. And my favourite, sure, this is alright for the first 30 seconds, but I don't think it was really worth the $30 I paid for.
That's what she said.
Thank you. Alright, before I go, right, I'm going to Brisbane. I'm from Brisbane, so I'm flying to Brisbane in about a month, right, going home. And it's a long flight, and I'm afraid, it's a long flight, and I'm afraid my arms are going to get sore. Huh? Get it? Oh, come on, it's a 3.5 hour flight. Honestly, 3.5 hours. You tried masturbating in a small cubicle on a plane for 3.5 hours, and then come tell me your arms aren't sore. Thank you very much. See you later.
Oh, give it up, Ben Davies! Great. All right, guys, we're going to have a little...
It's what the boogie bump it makes you feel.